Burnout is almost a modern disease of a human, yet we don't have that diagnosis in DSM-5. However, it affects people significantly. So what is the burnout? According to the research, it is an exhaustion, mental, physical, and emotional. However, today, I'm going to be talking about a new concept, burnout as a burning out of the energy. We, humans, are energy beings, and we need energy as food. When we don't have enough energy or we use the energy irrationally, we continue to force everything within our life without really thinking or knowing why. We burn out of our energy. And this is where people would start to break. There's health issues. They don't have any energy to live. So today, in this video, I would like to review some energy concepts. Throughout the day, we use our energy and we either lose our energy or recharge our energy, replenish our energy as a battery. But when do we lose our energy? Do we know? There's a physical energy that you need throughout your body, through your food, through your sleep, but there's an energy that needs your soul, the frequency that you need in order to live as a full human being. What are the things that impact our energy level? And number one is one of the biggest factors, believe it or not, is our limited belief system. The limited belief system are connected to our experiences and events, and could be some traumatic events, but it could be just the regular events that help to, or maybe not help to create some limited beliefs. Like, for example, money don't grow on the tree. I can't buy this because I don't have enough money. I can't do this because I don't have resources, or nobody loves me, or I have to do certain things in order to survive or to pay for bills. These are all limited beliefs. But limited beliefs, they come from this life, but they could be also vicarious limited belief, meaning that those being passed by generation from generations from our ancestors. They're not our belief system. They belong to the ancestors. Maybe 50 years ago, maybe 100 years ago, maybe centuries years ago, maybe thousands years ago. But we still, without thinking consciously, continue to practice them. Limited belief, they create a fragmented part of our soul, of us. And the soul that's supposed to be functioning at certain frequency, on a high level of the frequency. You want something, you desire something, maybe there's a calling of your soul, there's a mission, but you can't do that. At times you feel you can start a certain project. There's a procrastination, you don't have an energy, or you think or believe you don't have a resources. So belief system create a fragmented part of the soul that reduces the frequency. So that discrepancy between the frequencies might create some anxieties, but also a feeling within you that you cannot do certain things, you cannot move forward. A lot of times we react to certain things without really knowing that it is a reaction. You don't have time to even create a strategy. The body reacts immediately. You can ask yourself, where is it coming from? But it might be coming from the belief that had been created by your ancestors, where they were trying to survive from being eaten up by dinosaurs at that time, or from your ancestors that were trying to survive and they needed to save a lot of money. So they didn't believe that they had any power to make any changes within their lives. In the famous double-slit quantum physics experiment, the researchers and scientists have found out that the reality can be existing in just many waves until an observer can observe it. And then when you observe the wave, it can collapse into a proton, which is the reality. And the reality is your path. Anything that you can pay attention to and bring your focus equals to the observation. So when you bring your conscious awareness to your life, you can bring your focus to it. And this is where you're going to feel you can make changes to your situation, to your life. You can reprogram yourself. You can reprogram your life. But let's talk about the focus today. And nowadays, in modern society, the focus is scattered. There are too many things and too many distractions, right? You wake up in the morning, you start to scroll your cell phone. There's so many things that distract you. There's so many news. and the news might be different. And a lot of times also throughout the day, you also try to survive. You're doing the work that you don't like or you don't love. You're communicating with people that you don't like. You support the conversation that you also don't like. You wear some clothes that you don't like. And how many of you eat the food that you don't remember what you ate in the morning? Where is your focus? Who knows, right? Because your focus dictates the reality, meaning that if you really don't know where your focus is, that means your limited belief system that have been created maybe 100 years ago by your ancestors, and they're completely outdated. They still dictate your focus and they still dictate your reality, because by reactions to certain triggers into certain situations which might not be yours, right? You're creating your life as of right now. So this is the biggest leak of the energy when you don't control your focus. But in the life, there are projects and things that you're trying to do. You're trying to go to school and form the relationship, marry, and go to work or create some business. Every single project requires a lot of energy, energy potential. But if you don't have the energy that you require because you leak out your energy through your scattered focus, how are you supposed to feel? You actually feel stressed, but then for long term, because you continue to leak your energy out and you're losing it, you're gonna start feeling burned out. There are also 7 needs of the human that you need to pay attention to. And they're part of the mental health in just the life. Each of them have a step of the importance to your life, for example, the breath. If the human doesn't breathe, then of course, what does it mean? An immediate death, probably in a couple of minutes, right? So our body brings the conductivity of the energy that should be going in and out throughout the day. We talked about the focus and we talked about the limited belief system that we need to identify now and integrate it. So we become as whole. Let's talk about other needs that we have through which we might be losing our energy. And again, we don't have an opportunity to replenish the energy like a battery, like an iPhone, right? So the first thing, the immediate thing that you need to pay attention is the breath, the oxygen. The oxygen is part of the conductivity that your body needs that to bring the electricity, the energy to in and out. Do you even breathe well? Does the oxygen goes in and out? Do you take breath when you need to? At times when we are stressed or we're scared, and there's a lot of different news that's going around, you forgot to breathe. Our breathing is shallow. But this, what we need. We need to stop. We need to slow down and we need to breathe. That the breathing exercises that you can do, taking 4 breaths in, counting until 4, and breathing out. Number 2, besides the breath, what do we need? Water. We are 70% of the water, our bodies. And the water is also a part of the conductivity in our body. Do you take water? If you don't have enough water, you don't feel good, but there's not enough conductivity to actually have the electricity replenishing your body. And the body needs to be in the balanced condition where you go into receiving and releasing. That's a natural cycle. It's a sacred cycle of the nature. Receiving and releasing. Receiving and releasing. So water. Take enough water. You can use water also when you're taking your bath and shower. You can talk to the water. You can talk to the water within your body. Talk to your body. Do you actually notice when you're dehydrated or you don't feel good? A lot of times we don't. We just push ourselves to acquire, to reach our goals. A lot of accomplishment. But this is the time where we need to change the time of accomplishment to just being. Number 3 is the food. The food is an important source of our resources, right? The energy. We forget to eat. Some people just forget to eat throughout a day. Or they eat without knowing what they ate. Today in the morning, in the breakfast or lunchtime, they just stuff themselves with something. But this is an expensive biological machine that you need to nourish. Nutrition is a very important aspect of the energy that if you don't nourish your body enough, your biological machine. Like when you don't put gas into your car, the car cannot move. The same thing. This is the probably the most expensive vehicle that you have on earth to live and to experience and taste the life. So the food, what is the choice of your food? There's a lot of processed food that biohacked, and many times that when we're not reading, you eating some food that it's not actually the food, it's just some chemicals. Bring your awareness to all processes, including the nutrition, the water, the sleep. Number 4 is the sleep. We have cycles where, as humans, at night we need to have a number of the hours. It would be great to have 7 hours of the sleep at least, where the body produce some hormones like melatonin, enough for hormones for us to be in a full cycle, be a functioning and effective being. But nowadays in the modern society, we rush, 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 rush. We don't have time for anything. We don't sleep well, or we go to bed in different times. We don't sleep enough. We ignore ourselves. We lose the energy, and we don't receive the energy back. So why sleep is important? Because the sleep is also helping us to process any subconscious trash that were accumulated throughout the day. And we need to do that. Why? Because when we release something that we don't need, we actually increase our capacity and the space for the new energy to come in. And we need the new energy. Why? Because we need to have the new information. We need to grow. We need to develop consistently. If we don't have enough capacity for the new energy, we're going to feel stagnant. And we as humans, we don't like to be stagnant. We like to move forward. The next moment that we need to pay attention is the shelter or the house or the home. For some people, the home can be just a different definition of the home that you might be moving. As long as there's a safe environment, the person can feel like living. So you have enough safety, emotional and physical. The person's going to have enough space to recharge the energy. If you don't have a house or homeless, this is where the person is also going to start losing the energy and not feeling great. We know that, right? One more important aspect where we actually lose energy and what we're supposed to be recharging ourselves is the social components, is a connection. We're a connecting being. We like to connect, and this is how we recharge ourselves with the energy. We live among people. We have pets. We have relationship. We have relationship with not only people. We have relationship with the nature. We have a relationship with ourselves. When we don't have a connection with ourselves, we lose the path and we feel lost and isolated. Without the connection, the human being cannot thrive. The human being is not going to do well. But I'm going to come back again to the limited beliefs. The limited belief is one of the biggest aspects where we leak out our energy. So the first thing I would tell you is to pay attention to yourself and throughout the day, because everything is so subconscious. When I was a child, I was going to a musical school, and we had a special stool where I had to sit down to play the piano. And the way that I had to sit down, I had to sit on the edge. But that became a habit of mine that even right now, I had to correct myself and notice that I don't feel comfortable when I'm sitting on the edge. So I have to bring my attention every time. I didn't even notice that I don't feel, my body don't feel comfortable, that I have to self-correct myself and put myself in a comfortable position. I lose energy through this disconnect. And why do we need a connection to ourselves? It's because it is about the unconditional love to ourselves. Without the love and unconditional love, we're always going to feel abandoned and we're going to feel unloved. But the love comes to us only through ourselves. The connection to ourself, our higher self, or maybe to your soul, comes first before you're going to be able to ask for other people for the love and connection. If you have enough love and connection with yourself, you can share that love, and people in return will be returning that energy back to you. That's the life. Start from small. Start now. There's no past and there's no future. Be fully present and start from noticing. What do you need right now? Do you even like it? How is your body feeling right now? What is your body is telling you? The body is your vehicle. Talk to your body. Talk to your inner self, because your inner self knows what you need. And start integrating your limited beliefs those inner children that are fragmented as part of your soul, and don't deny them. Accept them, see them, be a parent to them. And once you're going to integrate them into your soul, you're going to become a whole. That was Ina Lee. Follow me on my channel and you will learn more about spirituality, quantum physics, the mental health industry, and the trends within the mental health